Coronavirus pandemic, which politicians and celebs are affected? Top politicians, celebrities and sportspeople have been infected as governments take strict measures to curb the virus. The coronavirus pandemic has spread to at least 184 countries and territories, with the worldwide death toll from the virus surpassing the 100,000 mark on April 10. Among the 1.6 million cases recorded globally are government officials, celebrities and sports personalities as authorities around the world grapple to contain the spread of the virus. Many high-profile events have been cancelled. They include the annual Met Gala, often referred to as fashion's biggest night out, which was postponed indefinitely from its scheduled date in May, according to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York in the United States. The Cannes Film Festival, due to be held in France in May, has also been postponed, with organizers now looking at June or July dates. Hollywood actor Tom Hanks and his wife, actress and singer Rita Wilson, British actor Idris Elba, Britain's Prince Charles, singer Pink and opera singer Placido Domingo are some of the best-known people to be infected so far. Who else has been affected? Government officials, spouses. Carmen Calva, Spain's deputy prime minister, tested positive for coronavirus on March 25, the Spanish government said. Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales and heir to the British throne, tested positive for the coronavirus on March 25. The 71-year-old is displaying mild symptoms but otherwise remains in good health, said a spokesman for the Clarence House royal residence, adding that he was self-isolating at a royal estate in Scotland. Prince Charles's wife, Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, has also been tested but does not have the virus. Abba Kyari, the Nigerian president's chief of staff, has tested positive for coronavirus, a source with direct knowledge of the matter said on March 24. In his 70s, Kyari is an important figure in President Muhammadu Buhari's government. Rand Paul, the Republican from Kentucky, is the first U.S. senator to test positive for coronavirus. Prince Albert, Monaco's Prince Albert II, has tested positive for the novel coronavirus, the principality said in a statement on Thursday, adding there were no concerns for his health, and that the titular head of the Mediterranean enclave is continuing to work from his private apartments at the Royal Palace. Michel Barnier, the European Union's chief Brexit negotiator, said in a tweet that he has tested positive for the virus. Bento Albuquerque, Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro, said on Wednesday that Mines and Energy Minister Bento Albuquerque has tested positive for coronavirus, the second cabinet member to be infected. Augusto Heleno, Brazil's national security advisor, said on March 18 on his Twitter account that he has tested positive for coronavirus, though he did not have any symptoms. Heleno, 72, a retired army general and one of Bolsonaro's closest aides, said he is currently under isolation at his home while waiting for a second test. Jeremy Issacharoff, Israel's ambassador to Germany, has tested positive for the coronavirus, the Israeli Foreign Ministry said in a statement March 17. Issacharoff was reported to have contracted the virus following a meeting with a deputy from the Federal Assembly of Germany, whose name was not mentioned. Friedrich Merz, the 64-year-old politician, who has been campaigning to lead Germany's Christian Democratic Union (CDU) at a congress planned for this year, said on Twitter on March 17 that he tested positive for coronavirus and was under self-isolation at home. Kozo Tashima, the head of Japan's Football Association, tested positive for the virus on March 17. Tashima is also deputy head of Japan's Olympic Committee. Nadine Dorries, a minister in the UK's Health Department, was the first British politician to test positive on March 10. Peter Dutton, the Australian Home Affairs Minister, was placed in isolation in hospital after contracting the virus. Masume Ebteka, the Iranian vice president, is the country's highest government official to be infected, while several other senior officials in the country, including Iraj Harichi, Iran's deputy health minister, were also stricken. Iran is the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in the Middle East. Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, on March 12, the wife of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, tested positive for COVID-19 following a trip to the United Kingdom. Gregoire Trudeau said she planned to remain in isolation for the next 2 weeks, together with her husband. Her symptoms have been described as mild. Begoña Gómez, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez's wife, tested positive, officials in his office said late on Saturday. While Begoña Gómez tested positive, the health of both she and the Prime Minister was fine, the officials said. Spain said it would place the entire country under lockdown as the number of diagnosed cases exceeded 6,000. Quim Torra, the local leader of Spain's Catalonia region, said on March 16 that he had tested positive for the coronavirus and that he was going into self-isolation in a government building. Pere Aragonès, the Catalan deputy head of government, announced on March 15 that he had also tested positive for coronavirus. Irene Montero, the Spanish minister, tested positive on March 15 and has been put in isolation along with her partner, Deputy Prime Minister Pablo Iglesias. Frank Riester, earlier this week, the French Minister of Culture, said he was staying at his home in Paris after contracting the virus. France has also imposed a partial lockdown to check the spread of COVID-19. Francis Suarez, the mayor of the U.S. city of Miami, confirmed, on March 13, that he has contracted COVID-19. Fabio Weingarten, the press secretary for Brazilian President Bolsonaro, tested positive after he returned from a U.S. trip where he met, among others, U.S. President Trump, who later tested negative. Michał Woś, Poland's environment minister, has tested positive for coronavirus, he said in a tweet on March 16. Umaru Adani, Burkina Faso's Minister of Mines, has tested positive. Stanislas Waro, Burkina Faso's Minister of Education, is confirmed to have COVID-19. Simeon Sawadogo, Burkina Faso's Interior Minister, has the new coronavirus. Alpha Barry, Burkina Faso's Foreign Minister, tested positive for COVID-19, he said on Twitter on March 20. Boris Johnson, the 55-year-old Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, said on March 27 that he tested positive for coronavirus and was self-isolating. He was hospitalized on April 5 in what his office described as a precautionary step. Johnson was moved to the intensive care unit on April 6 after his symptoms worsened, and asked Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab to deputize for him, where necessary. Matthew Hancock, Britain's Health Secretary Matthew Hancock, announced on March 27 he tested positive for the coronavirus. Hancock said he would be self-isolating and working from home. Alistair Jack, Scottish Secretary and member of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's cabinet, has developed symptoms of COVID-19. Seyi Makinde, Nigeria's Oyo State Governor, has tested positive for the novel coronavirus. Yaakov Litzman, Israel's health minister, and his wife tested positive for the novel coronavirus on April 1. Ali Larijani, Iran's parliament, said on April 2 its speaker tested positive for the coronavirus and is in quarantine. Zoran Zaev and Ristijan Mikoski, on April 10 the leaders of North Macedonia's two biggest parties have been ordered to self-isolate for 2 weeks after being interviewed by a TV reporter infected with coronavirus. Celebrities, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, the popular Hollywood couple, announced on March 11 that they were infected and were admitted to a Gold Coast hospital in Australia. Luis Sepulveda, the best-selling Chilean writer, who lives in northern Spain, said he was infected. Reports say he showed symptoms of the coronavirus in February after returning from a literary festival in Portugal. Olga Kurilenko, the French actress, who starred in the Bond movie Quantum of Solace, announced on March 15 that she had tested positive for the coronavirus. Idris Elba, the British actor and musician, said he has tested positive for COVID-19 on March 16 in a video posted on social media, and that, although he had no symptoms so far, he was isolating himself from others. Christopher Hivju, the 41-year-old actor, who played Tormund on Game of Thrones, tested positive for the new coronavirus on March 17. Known for his fiery red hair and beard, he said he and his family were in self-isolation at home in Norway. Debbie Mazar, known for her roles in Entourage and Goodfellas, shared a lengthy Instagram post in late March about her experience with COVID-19. Daniel Dae Kim, the South Korean-American actor best known for the television series Hawaii Five-0, said on Thursday that he had tested positive for the coronavirus. Kim, speaking from his home in Hawaii, announced the news in an Instagram posting and video. Placido Domingo, on March 22, the Spanish opera singer, said he had tested positive for coronavirus and had gone into self-isolation with his family. Andy Cohen, the U.S. radio and television talk show host, producer, and writer tested positive for the coronavirus on March 20th. Chris Cuomo, the CNN news anchor, was diagnosed with COVID-19 and will be working from home, the network said in a memo to employees on March 31st. Pink, on April 3rd, American singer Alicia Beth Moore, known as Pink, announced on Twitter she and her 3-year-old son had spent 2 weeks in isolation after testing positive for coronavirus. They had both recovered, the singer said, announcing she was donating $1 million to help fight the pandemic. Brooke Baldwin, the CNN anchor who works with Chris Cuomo, said she'd been following all the recommendations. Athletes, teams. Norman Hunter, the former Leeds United and England defender, 76, is undergoing treatment in hospital after testing positive for the coronavirus, the Championship, second-tier club said. Hunter made 726 appearances for Leeds in 15 years at the club and earned the nickname "Bites Your Legs" for his tough tackling. James Dolan, the 64-year-old New York Knicks owner, has tested positive for the coronavirus. He is the first known major professional sports owner in the U.S. to have contracted COVID-19. Dolan also owns the National Hockey League's New York Rangers and is executive chairman and CEO of the Madison Square Garden Company. Serhat Güler, on March 25, the Turkish Boxing Federation said national team member Serhat Güler and trainer Seyfullah Dumlupiner tested positive for the coronavirus after returning from an Olympic qualifier in London. The statement said the federation was awaiting test results from 2 other athletes who showed symptoms. Marco Sportiello, the goalkeeper for Italian football team Atalanta, tested positive for coronavirus on March 24. Jason Collins, on March 24, Collins, who played 13 National Basketball Association (NBA) seasons from 2001 to 2014 and spent 7+ years with the Brooklyn Nets, said on Twitter he believes he caught coronavirus on March 4 when the Nets hosted the Memphis Grizzlies. Ottawa Senators, an unidentified Ottawa Senators player has tested positive for the new coronavirus, the first known case in North America's National Hockey League. The Senators said the player has mild symptoms and is in isolation, and that they were notifying anyone who had close contact with him. Deportivo Alavés, the Spanish football club, confirmed a total of 15 positive coronavirus cases, including 3 players from the first-team squad and 7 members of the coaching staff. None of those affected have displayed any symptoms, the La Liga side said in a statement on March 18. Blaise Matuidi, the Juventus and France midfielder, has tested positive for the coronavirus, the Turin-based Serie A club said in a statement on March 17. Juventus said Matuidi, a World Cup winner with France in 2018, was in self-isolation at home and not showing any symptoms. Daniele Rugani, Juventus player and Italian defender Rugani, also tested positive. Mikel Arteta, on March 12, the 37-year-old Arsenal manager, was the first in England's Football Premier League to be diagnosed with the coronavirus. Callum Hudson-Odoi, on the same day, the 19-year-old Chelsea winger, also said he was infected. Paulo Dybala, the Italy-based Argentinian footballer, announced his diagnosis on Friday. Italy is the worst-hit country in the world by the pandemic, with 10,000 people dead. Rudy Gobert, the NBA Utah Jazz basketball star, triggered criticism after mockingly touching the microphones and voice recorders at a media event on March 9, 3 days before he was diagnosed. Donovan Mitchell, another NBA Utah Jazz player, also announced that he had tested positive for COVID-19 on the same day as Gobert. Christian Wood, the Detroit Pistons forward, is under the care of team medical staff and in self-isolation since testing positive, the NBA team said on March 15. Brooklyn Nets, 4 players on the NBA Brooklyn Nets basketball team tested positive for the coronavirus on March 17. Fernando Gaviria, the Colombian cyclist, confirmed on March 12 that he contracted coronavirus while racing during an event in the United Arab Emirates, and was admitted to a hospital in the Gulf nation. Dmitry Strakov became the second cyclist at the UAE Tour to be diagnosed with the virus on the same day. Sampdoria, 5 footballers from the Italian club have tested positive, along with the team's doctor. Dusan Vlahovic, the Serbian striker for Fiorentina, another Serie A club, is also infected. Marcus Smart, the Boston Celtics guard, tested positive as the number of confirmed cases in the NBA continues to grow. Paulo Dybala, the Juventus and Argentina football forward, had tested positive for coronavirus but has no symptoms. Marwan Fellaini, the former Manchester United football player who currently plays for the Chinese Super League, has COVID-19, he said on Instagram. Sir Kenny Dalglish, the former Liverpool player and manager, tested positive after being admitted to hospital. Deaths of celebrities and officials. Stephen Dick, the deputy head of mission at the British Embassy in Budapest, has died after contracting coronavirus, the UK's Foreign Office said on March 25. Floyd Cardoz, celebrity chef and winner of Season 3 of the US show Top Chef Masters, died on March 25 after testing positive for coronavirus. Manu Dibango, the 86-year-old Cameroonian Afro-jazz legend, died in Paris on March 24, his representative said. Antonio Vieira Monteiro, the chairman of the Portuguese unit of Santander, Spain's largest bank, and the second victim of the disease in Portugal, died from the coronavirus on March 18. Vieira Monteiro, 73, became chairman of Santander Tota in 2019 after 7 years as chief executive. Ken Shimura, one of Japan's best-known comedians, died of COVID-19 at a hospital in Tokyo, the public broadcaster NHK said on March 30. David Hodgkiss, the chairman of the Lancashire Cricket Club in the United Kingdom, died on March 30 after contracting coronavirus. Alan Merrill, the performer and songwriter known for the hit I Love Rock and Roll, died on March 29 due COVID-19. Pape Diouf, the 68-year-old former president of France's Marseille Olympics from 2005 to 2009, died of COVID-19 on March 31 in Senegal, where he held dual citizenship. Branislav Blažić, Serbia's state secretary in the Environment Protection Ministry and a prominent member of President Aleksandar Vučic's Conservative Progressive Party SNS, died after testing positive for COVID-19, the country's National Coronavirus Crisis Task Force confirmed on April 1. Nur Hassan Hussein, Somalia's former prime minister, died in a London hospital on April 1 after contracting the new coronavirus. Eddie Large, best known for his role in comedy duo Little and Large, died on April 2 aged 78 after contracting coronavirus in hospital. Tom Dempsey, the former NFL player, who scored a then-record 63-yard field goal despite being born without toes on his kicking foot, died on April 4, aged 73, after developing complications from COVID-19. Sala Carrillo, the 82-year-old mother of Manchester City's coach Pep Guardiola, died on April 6 after being diagnosed with coronavirus. News script from Al Jazeera. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.